Russell Wilson, I started the show off. I thought, and I've talked to other guys, and I wanted to get your take. I think he's a top 5 deep ball thrower of all time. And I thought for definite reasons, this generation, I think he's one of the best in this generation, deep ball thrower. In his prime, at his height, I thought he was dynamic, top 5 guy when he was winning a Super Bowl and going to another one. Athletic guy, made plays with his feet, ad-lib, kind of what you see with Mahomes now, but with a bigger, deeper ball throwing ability, in my opinion. But now the cringe behavior I think everyone has of him has made him, in public eye or in mainstream media, he's not good anymore. And I thought last year he did a pretty damn good job. He was better than more than 70% of the league statistically. And that was year 1 under Sean Payton. I thought he'd only get better. The growth we saw from Nathaniel Hackett, which seems to be a nightmare going on everywhere he goes lately. Is Russ done? And where does he go? They took a $85 million cap hit, which has never happened, which is more than I think the last 2 dead cap hits by any franchise combined. Who takes him, and then is he done? Is he going to be a guy that's just a journeyman now?
I mean, I'm with you. I think he played, and had a very good season last year. They sucked as a team, but like statistically, his decision making was good. In my opinion, my opinion on Russ is a little bit different. I feel like his stats are always inflated because he doesn't throw balls away. He doesn't take sacks. I mean, obviously you're not supposed to take sacks, but like he'll hold on to a ball and take a 5-yard sack versus taking an incompletion. So his completion percentage is always going to be in this high 60s to 70s or whatever the hell, I don't think he's done. I mean, I think the guy can still play good football. I just don't think teams, and I think kind of the shtick on him kind of got out, and guys really don't believe what he's saying. Like, I get his over exuberance and his positive energy that he's trying to push, and I think that's what ran him out of Seattle. Was guys were like, all right, enough of the bullshit, dude. Like, he is not who he really is, and I get it. Like, it's hard to lead men, but eventually men are going to figure out if it's phony. And if you're not being truthful with your teammates, or you're not necessarily being truthful, but if it's like a show, if it's not about you being you, guys will see through that in time, and that ruins you in the locker room. And I'm not sure teams really want to jump on board and deal with that, especially with him as a backup. He's not going to go in and be a backup somewhere. You can pay him $5 million to sit on the bench. He might be a valuable asset, but you wait until maybe somebody gets hurt and then you bring him in. Okay, here's our guy, and see how it goes. I mean, that's just.
So you think he'll get scooped up late in the process, like somebody like a Trubisky or somebody like that, late in the summer?
I just don't. I don't really see anybody jumping right now. Like, there's a bunch of talented young guys coming out. There's a lot of potential movement. I think there's enough guys to go around. You don't have to deal with the sideshow and all the other BS. And I think teams look at that. Is he a great leader? Yes. Can he organize men? Can he get things going? He's proven that. But all the other things that kind of came out over the last year and a half, 2 years of guys, kind of just saying they've been tired with it. I think GMs and coaches really don't want to deal with that.
Quick question for you, D, because you brought up a really good point about teammates, kind of coming out and especially the Seahawks and those legends, man, just kind of got tired of the quote unquote phoniness that he was portraying. My question for you is, obviously you have more insight to me knowing guys in the locker room. Is it possible that maybe he isn't being phony and this is actually who Russ is, like this positive, see things, glass halfway full, and like maybe like is it possible that this is his actual character and mindset and how he lives his life, and maybe the football people are not used to that type of leader and it's kind of made them feel uncomfortable? Or like, do we really think he's just out there just putting on a whole facade just 24/7 as being fake? It's hard to believe that, right?
No, I think deep down he's a good human being. Like, I'm not questioning his integrity as a human, but he plays the game a little bit, right? Like, right. He plays into, he knows when the cameras are on. He knows, he's been trained. Like, unfortunately, his coach, the guy that kind of gave him this mindset, the guy that gave him, he passed away a few years ago, and that was the guy that kind of molded him into who he is. But And I think he was doing the right things, but he just wasn't touching people the right way. Like when you go, in my opinion, when I go to the children's hospital, I don't tell the news that I'm going to the children's hospital. I just go to the children's hospital because it's the right thing to do. Like I don't need that camera around me. I don't need the camera around me when my thumb's broken and I'm out there yelling plays and acting like an asshole. Like I can still go through my workout. I don't need the attention, but you kind of get where I'm going with it. Yeah. Those type of things I think is what kind of pushes guys away. And Rush has always been good to me, and and he always, hey, how's your family? And like I just kind of take it for who he is. Like he doesn't really know my family, but he just wants to be friendly.
Yeah, I call them fake ass good boys. That means they'll say everything right in your face, and then later on you'll find out that they fucking robbed the dorm.
That on DA, that's such a specific thing, right? Like, why did that come across your mind, JB? Did you rob a dorm back in the days? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Those kids like, oh, coach, yes sir, I want to be there. And then fucking I get a call, he robbed McDonald's that night. And I'm like, you're a fake ass good boy.
Hey, Russell Wilson behind the scenes is a gangster. Like he's like a fucking. He got a flag out the back of his pocket. He don't even know
DA's family. He's like, hey, DA, I love your family, your wife. He don't even know him. And then, it's like, you're a fake ass good, but you just want to talk.